welcome to another episode of Ghosted, Gagged, and Gay, the podcast where we talk about queer love, queer relationships, any topic relevant to that, and whether it's sad, funny, happy, anything in between. I'm your host, Lone, a relationship coach and a rapid transformational therapy practitioner. I help clients through my 10-week Radiant Hearts transformation program to unpack whatever limitations there are that is stopping them from manifesting the love life they truly deserve. If you're interested in a free consultation to learn more about RTT or my program, please book an appointment with me or just reach out to me on any platform. I have a link tree listed there, so please reach out to me. But for today, I would like to discuss a very important topic, a topic that is very trendy these days, but I feel like we're still not talking enough about it. And talking more and more about it would definitely help us break the cycles, which is why we chase emotional unavailability. So in the past, when like I was going on more dates and so on, I always realized, like I didn't realize, but I always found myself in situations, in dating situations, where I was only like, I was always ending up being heartbroken. I was always giving it my all and then being heartbroken shortly afterwards. And there was always a valid reason, whether the guy is freshly out of a relationship, or the guy is freshly out of depression, or this guy is needing a lot of space, personal space, and I need to respect that. And always felt like, oh, I'm maybe being too needy or too much or overwhelming. And then like later on, I realized that I was actually chasing emotional unavailability. I'm not saying like, you should totally discriminate people who are freshly out of depression or freshly out of relationships or so on, but if it's repeating like a lot, then that's when you should start questioning your dating patterns. So, what does it look like? Like emotional unavailability, what does it look like? It sometimes it's not very clear, It's not like, oh, this person is just being distant and not giving me enough emotions. That's it. Problem solved. I get out, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Um, I haven't said that in a long time. Anyways, so it can look like, yeah, as I said, like a guy that he's really trying his best. He's like someone's really trying their best to give emotions, but they just can't because they have been just freshly out of a relationship a couple of weeks ago, but oh, it's so sad. Like we met at the wrong time. It can look like that. And then you feel like, okay, yeah, like I know I'm heartbroken, but what can I do? Or it can look like somebody who is throwing throwing you breadcrumbs. It can be someone who's like being hot and cold, right? And then you kind of, whenever they're cold, and then you confront them, maybe you confront, maybe not, but if you do, and then they're like, no, you're being ridiculous, like gaslighting you. You're being ridiculous. I like you so much, and I want to spend so much time with you. Sorry, I've been so much in my head lately, or I've been stressed. And then they like shower you with love again, and then they take it back or they step back again. And it happens. Like, of course, some people they get stressed and then they get distanced because of that, and you need to forgive them, and that's totally fine and fair. But if it happens, like as a very regular pattern, then that's when you also need to start questioning stuff. So it can come in many different forms and shapes. But so, and like, how does it show up, especially in like queer relationships or like relationships within the LGBTQ plus relationships community, sorry. So it's not different than any other relationship, right? But I from my experience, it shows up a lot more in queer relationships, and it's not our fault, it's just the society's fault, basically, like how we were raised, like all this oppression we have encountered, we have experienced. It makes us like it leaves us with a lot of limitations, a lot of traumas from the past. So, of course, I can be wrong, right? Like that maybe in heterosexual relationships, it's more apparent than in queer relationships. I'm not saying facts here, right? I'm just saying like this is my observation. But of course, it can be that this is the life I'm living and somebody else has a different observation. And why we are drawn to it? Like, why are we? So there are two, in my opinion, there are two. If I really want to oversimplify things, there are two reasons, two main reasons we are why we are drawn to emotional unavailability. So the first one is familiarity bias. So like based on familiarity. So the how the mind works, but like so the mind's main job is survival, right? And to survive, the mind needs to keep you within like a familiar state, like so, or keep going towards what's familiar because it's familiar, it's safe. You're not going to die if you chase familiar stuff and keeps you away from things that are unfamiliar. But what's sad about that is that sometimes familiar things are bad for us. So, but we keep chasing it because like our mind keeps going after it because we know what's there, we know what's waiting for us there. We know we survived it many, many times. So nothing else, nothing bad, like we're gonna stay alive, and then we keep going after it. But for so many of us, especially in the queer community, emotional unavailability is very familiar, unfortunately, because of the way we were brought up. Like most of us, there was like the suppression. We couldn't really share our emotions with others or with our parents or the people around us. Um, we kind of believed that this is not available to us. The love that we actually want is not available to us. And also, of course, like it can be negligent parents. So, like one of the parents is emotionally unavailable. It can be like a role model, like a brother, a sister, any like a teacher. Also, like depending on like how much of an influence this person has in our lives, like in from the past, from our childhood. So it can create this familiarity, like this whether if, for example, if you were raised by an emotionally unavailable parent, this is what you're used to. This is very familiar to you. So in your dating life, you continue going after uh, like familiarity, so emotional unavailability in this case. And the other thing the other reason, the other main reason is internalized beliefs of like, I am not enough. I am unlovable. What I want is unavailable to me. I cannot have that. I am different. I am very different. And this part, like, I am different, is very, very prominent in the queer community because, of course, when we start noticing we are different than, our classmates or our friends or siblings or whatever, then this belief, like this becomes an internalized belief, like, oh, I am different. That's why I cannot have what this person have. Like, so I cannot have what my friend is having or what my brother is having or my sister is having because I am different. Or I am not enough, if we came out early on and then we were rejected. So that could give us the feeling that I am not enough. And with feeling not enough, then you feel you're not worthy. We feel like we're not worthy of having healthy love, of somebody showering us with love and affection. So these are the two main um, like reasons, if I really want to oversimplify the reasons behind why we're drawn to emotional unavailability. How does it affect us? So, like, how does it show, if we don't want to really look at it from the other person's perspective, we want to look at it from like what's happening internally to us. So internally, it can, or in our lives, it can appear as emotional roller coasters, right? You always find yourself having, like, with your dating life, having these highs and lows. Of course, life is not like a stagnant line, but it's of course it's ups and downs, but depending on the severity or the frequency of this ups and downs, and like, if it's like within a day or within a week or every week or every day, like then it's a difference. Of course, life comes with struggles and you have your highs and lows, and this is normal. But if you find yourself always on an emotional roller coaster, and it's literally an emotional roller coaster. So it's like, the highs and the lows are very adjacent to each other, and they're very like they happen quickly. So it doesn't like take months and years for like highs and lows to happen, but it takes days and weeks, um, maybe even hours in some cases. So that's how and you always find yourself emotionally drained. You always find yourself heartbroken over and over again. Like maybe it's like mini heartbreaks, but it's happening a lot. And you do a lot of self-doubt. It leaves you doubting yourself a lot. So, like, did I do something wrong? Why are they being distant right now? Did I say something wrong? Am I too much now? Did I ask for too much now? So this narrative, if it's happening a lot, always question. So question what is really happening. So try to see it from two perspectives, your perspective, the other person's perspective. So now I'm coming to like how to break the cycle. So mindfulness and awareness. Mindfulness and awareness are the best practices to start really understanding what is going on. Is it on me or is it on the other person? So ask yourself questions, journal how you're feeling during the day. Journal like, okay, this happened, I'm feeling like that. This happened, I'm feeling like that. And then look back on every day and you can start seeing a pattern. If it's really a toxic cycle or an emotional unavailability cycle, you will definitely notice a pattern of like the highs and lows, how frequent they're happening, and how you're feeling, whether like your emotions, are you being drained all the time? Are you feeling drained all the time? Are you being heartbroken so many times a day, so many times a week? Are you doubting yourself too much? And what makes sense? What doesn't make sense? Of course, overthinking can also be like get online, and then things get messier, and then it's not like straightforward or clear. But if you journal and if you really start questioning things and start like drawing awareness to like everything that is happening and then analyzing, okay, is this part overthinking? Is this part not overthinking? Usually, how to distinguish, one of my clients came to me once and asked me, how do I know when I'm overthinking and when I'm not overthinking? I was like, I'm an overthinker too. It's tough out there with overthinking. But one way that I follow is that I give it some time. I give it some time and awareness. How does that help? Usually overthinking, if you give it enough time, then it fades away, and then like the other things that are not overthinking, they stay, but overthinking fades away. So that's one thing, especially if you're being aware of it. So if like every day you're thinking the same thoughts, right? You're trying to analyze it. You're trying to talk to yourself about it, journal about it, discuss these thoughts with yourself. Like, okay, I'm feeling like that because I'm having this thought and this thought and this thought. What are the chances that this thought is true and this one is true or false? So, just analyzing it. And over time, like even just a few days, you will realize overthinking, like the thoughts that come from overthinking, they fade away, and the thoughts that come from your intuition or your gut feeling, they stay. Of course, depending on the topic and the issue and the length of the relationship or the dating that's been so far, you need to, give it more or less time, depending really on so many factors. But journaling and being aware of your thoughts and feelings is really the first step to break the cycle. And so what helps during that journey is to affirm to yourself, affirm positive affirmation. So, like, I am enough. I am enough exactly as I am. We are not perfect. I am not perfect. You can affirm that to yourself. I am not perfect, but I am enough to find love that I truly deserve. And also setting boundaries and raising standards, like, so setting boundaries in the terms of like identifying what's like crucial to you and what's not. And that's also comes with journaling and being aware. So realizing, okay, this is a problem I'm encountering with my partner or with my in my dating life a lot. Is this important to me? Is this like crucial to me, or can I compromise on that? If it's crucial to you, you need to set boundaries about that. If it's something you realize I can compromise on that without it affecting my well-being or my mental health, then you can compromise on that because of course compromise is really important in any dating situation or a relationship. And of course, don't ever feel um, like that it's too bad to seek help or to seek support. Always, it's always a good idea, even if you're not sure, even if you think like, actually, in the times when you are going through something and then you keep saying and saying like, oh no, it's gonna be fine. I'm gonna be fine. I don't know how, but I'm going to be fine. And these are the topics or these are the moments where you actually it's a really good idea to seek support, whether from, friends or coaches or therapists, whatever you prefer. But seek support and help because at the end, we are social and emotional like beings, and we need support. We cannot do it on our own. So I hope this topic was helpful, and please write in the comments below or DM me or send me an email or anything to tell me about what topics you would like to talk about or you would like me to discuss. And if you would like to share your story or share anything with me, like relevant to dating, whether it's just a funny dating story that you had or it's a topic that you really like to address and share with the audience, please approach me, book a call with me, and then you can be my next guest on Ghosted, Gagged, and Gay. Thank you so much for listening. Spread the word, and let's help each other. Let's help break the cycles, break the toxic cycles, um, and thrive together. So thank you again for listening, and I'm looking forward to sharing with you more or talking about more topics with you in the next episodes, or maybe having more guests that we will discuss more topics together. So until then, please be kind to yourself and be gentle to yourself and love yourself as much as you can, and also be kind and gentle to each other.